Oh, welcome, my friends. Welcome. Hope you're all good. Hope you're all well. We have got the biggest news today. Yes, we do. This is like a bit of an impromptu little, stream. I thought I'd, have a little chat with everyone here. As you can see in the title there, let me know if you can hear me, see me, all that kind of wonderful stuff. Lots of news, but the main news of the day, of course, has to be the fact that, yes, Nintendo Insider confirms there is going to be a Nintendo Direct this week. Sandwich is done in the chat. Get that sandwich. Let me just get to the news. Hold on, where is it? Give me a sec. Here we go, in the windows. So we're gonna look at all the news. I can see a bunch of people with Pat Campion as well. We're gonna get to all the questions at the end. Just let me know that you can hear me and see me. Let me know if the music's not too loud in the background. Oh, it's very loud. Quite loud. Let me lower it. I had it quite loud there. Let me lower it, my friends. Right, there we go. So as you can see, yes, from the thumbnail, Nintendo Insider. Which Nintendo Insider? Nash Weedle. We're going to go through that news, all the other news, because there's loads of news today, including, have I spotted a Astral Chain 2 leak? Have I spotted an Astral Chain 2 leak? We're going to look at that. There's been a lot of news about Donkey Kong 64 potentially being leaked, as well as Smash Bros. 64. Some developers are saying that the Switch 2 is probably more powerful than you think, to the point that they're saying that any game that runs 60 frames per second on Xbox Series S should be able to be ported over to the Switch 2. We kind of knew this, but now developers are coming out and saying it as well. So let me know. Sound is all good. Sound is all good. Thank you. Right, so the first story of the day. Vale, entonces voy a hacer las noticias y al final las preguntas, ¿vale? Pero espero que estén todo bien. So, the first news of the day, let's skip straight into it. Booyah! So, right here, there's been a lot of rumors about the Nintendo Direct 2 happening. First of all, in June, then July, and now seemingly this week. Because we can see right there, let's click on it, Mr. Nash Weedle. Check it out. He says, did I not like it? I thought I liked it. I did. There we go. I did quote tweet it. So this week, he says, let's go. Thank you for liking the stream, Mr. Pat. Let me just make sure. It's the music. I want some music to be there. I want to be able to hear some music. Can I hear it? I can hear it in the background. Yeah, so what does this come on the back on? So this comes on the back of lots of information, lots of leaks that were coming out about this proposed Nintendo Direct. We've got right here this week or last week, end of last week, it came out from this insider John Harker, who responded to a comment on Reset Error. Someone was saying, I'm kind of itching for a Direct. I have a Switch 2, but haven't opened it yet. I need to know what's coming out and soon, or I'll just return it. And John Harker said, shouldn't be too long now. Right, so that was just a few days ago. I have said myself, I don't know if I can find, I probably can't find it now. I had posted myself on X that I had heard, I just heard about July from a source, and that's it. But I heard the same. Nash Weedle has been, since he's been able to corroborate the information, he's got his sources. And he's got various sources, and they've all come out with the same information, and they've all told him this week. Now, you can all see it there, right? Yeah, so let me just try and find something, because the other rumor was that it was going to be, if I remember rightly, one of the rumors was talking about, let's go to another one. Hold on, let me go to another page. Was talking about, you can see that. Hold on, that's my bad. I'm gonna have to do that in another page. Let me switch over here. So, another rumor was talking about the 10th, I believe. Let's see if I can find that. 10th July Nintendo Direct. Let's see if I find that anywhere. I don't know if I can find that date now, but a lot of people are saying it was going to be the 10th. Now, the problem with the 10th is that, as my brother said to me this, the 10th would be a Thursday, which, good for me, I'm off on Thursday, but Nintendo tends to do directs on the Wednesday, which would make it the 9th. Now, Nash Weedle hasn't said what date here, and in fact, I can't find that rumor now that was talking about the 10th. We'll have to see, but I'll go back to what Nash was saying anyway. So we can see there Nash's post there. Apparently, the rumor I had been talking. So I've been speaking to Nash. We were just recording as this news broke. We were recording a conversation. So for me to upload, and just as the conversation finished, he had been confirmed that the direct is in fact this week coming, and he's been confirmed it by a few sources. He's actually known about this for a while, Nash, but he didn't want to publish it because he'd only heard it for a source. But he's confident now. He's heard it for more than one source. I had heard it from another source. I hadn't heard that it was this week. I just heard that it was July. And that's all I heard. Hola, ¿cómo va? ¿Qué tal estás, amigo mío? Estamos hablando de este directo esta semana. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Are you excited? What do you think we're going to see? Nothing much is leaked except for the fact that, so we got that information there, right? So Nash Weedle is saying this week. That is the news of the day. Nash Weedle, Nintendo Insider, who's been correct on many, many, many things. Do I need to even say, you know? He's one of the ones that first spoke about Metroid Prime 4. He spoke about Nintendo confirming big things, big announcements on the Nintendo Today app. So, but if I go back, let me see if I can find, because I had posted something. I don't know if would I be able to find it now? Hold on, let me see, have a look. I posted something that I thought was quite funny because there was a leak. Oh, here we go. There was this leak here. Yo, Yoko, ¿qué tal? Yoko, amigo mío. Yoko, one of our members. So let me just see if I can get this bigger. Hold on a second, so you guys can see it. Un segundito. Voy a hacer esto un poco más grande. Give me one sec. Hold on a second, my friends. Right, let me just get the bigger one. One sec. So you can see it proper. All right, so you're not going to see me, but you'll see this anyways. So I don't know if you can see that, but this is basically a Nintendo direct leak that happened a few days ago. Now you're going to see right off the bat at the top what gives this away as being a big fat fake. You can see that supposedly it says there Metroid Prime 4 release date 19th of the 4th 2025. So from this leak, it says Metroid Prime 4 was already out on the 19th of what's that, April? March, April, May. So May. So clearly that's not true because May's come and gone, and we don't have Metroid Prime 4. But as well as that, they said that, let's just read the rest of it. They said there was going to be a Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered. Nash Weedle has spoken about that. He has said that game, those two games they do exist, and that we're going to talk about that in a little bit because he actually thinks they could shadow drop it as well. You got a new gameplay trailer for Kirby Forgotten Land, trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2. Here's a funny one, GTA 5. This leak was talking about GTA 5 enhanced for 2026. I don't care what anyone says, there is no way GTA 5 is going to be released on the Switch 2 now. That'll be the biggest meme of the year. There's got some Dragon Ball stuff. It's got a teaser trailer for a Dragon Ball game. It did have here information that where is it? Black Myth Wukong is going to come to the Switch 2. That has appeared in various other rumors as well, so I'm not going to dismiss that entirely. It talks about a Nintendo Direct. What is this? Middle of Direct. It's about Mario Maker 3. A small teaser with, and it's going to be apparently Mario Wonder style. And that's going to be for the upcoming 40th anniversary. I don't know about that myself. So there's a lot of stuff here that I think it's just guesswork, really. It's got NSO GameCube stuff talking about Super Mario Sunshine. It's set to be playable at the end of July. I don't know about that either. There's been a lot of rumors about Super Mario Galaxy 2. Let me just get rid of this now. Hold on a sec. So as I say, there's been a lot of... You gotta love the direct ones, yeah. It's at least that temple of malísimo. Blake's in the house. Blake, I think it's the first time I've seen you here. How's it going, my friend? Good to see you. Claps for you and everyone who's just turned up. Oh, hold on, wait. Why my claps not? Oh, my claps aren't appearing. Imagine I clapped. Imagine I clapped. Hold on. I think I need to come here. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Do I need to be? Where is it? Give me a sec. Oh, I can't find it now. I want to give you some claps. I want to give you some proper claps. Why can't I see it here? Give me a sec. Oh, I can't even see it now. That's so annoying. No. Oh, hold on. If I go here. Claps for my friends in the chat. Claps for my friends in the chat. There we go. But there you go. So as we're looking at it now, you know, Nash Weedle. Let me go. I want to go back to. I want to get rid of this. There we go. So let's go back to Nash. Hold on a second. So we can. Oh, he was right there. He was right. He was right. Hold on. What's this? Okay. Search. Here you go. So there we go. So we can see right there. Oh no, look. He's even said in Spanish. We just recorded. Can we translate it? We can't. But we just recorded a conversation together, and that's going to go up soon in a while. But again, so there we go. This week, let's see what people are saying to him saying this. LFG. What's LFG mean? I don't even know. I'm not even sure. Necro Felipe. There you go. Another Nintendo insider. He's like watching. He knows his stuff as well. And everyone's just happy. Waiting intensifies. Nintendo Direct or the podcast. This is the podcast that we actually recorded ourselves. So here you go. Nintendo Direct. Yeah, here we go. Let's go. Everyone knows. So apparently it's going to be this week. So hopefully I'm off on Thursday. Needless to say, I am of course going to be streaming it live. Absolutely. Blake says, by the way, stay here. We're going to get through everyone's questions at the end. We got a lot of news to get through. Of course, this is the main news, but I've seen something very curious about Astral Chain 2. I want to talk about the power of the Switch 2, specifically Virtuos, the developer Virtuos, talking about any game. This is what they said. Any game that's 60 FPS on Xbox Series S can be ported to the Switch 2. This is what they're saying, and we're going to find that article in a minute. So there you go, my friend. That's the first news of the day. Nintendo Direct, expect it this week. What do you guys think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be mainly Nintendo stuff? I think it's going to be, because it has to be, I think it's going to be a lot of, if not mainly, third-party announcements. I'm expecting to see literally some, stuff from Ubisoft now. What else is Capcom cooking? Microsoft. Is Microsoft going to finally show off a Call of Duty for the Switch 2? There is something me and Nash were talking about earlier, and this would be interesting if it's shown. So Nash Weedle spoke about this weeks, if not months ago, maybe months ago now, and he spoke about Microsoft is in the middle of developing two games for this for all consoles and PC. But these two games are aimed at a Nintendo type audience. So they're not exclusive for Nintendo. They are coming to Switch 2, and they're very much in the mold that you would imagine would be popular with a Nintendo audience. So to me, that kind of means that maybe it's something like a, like a platformer, like a mascot platformer, like a Mario type game. So that's what I'm thinking. Tony K's in the house as well. Let's go, Tony K. Good to see you, my good friend. Good to see you. What do you guys think about the Direct being this week? What do you expect to see on there? As I said, I think it will be a big one. I expect it to be a 40-minute one, 45-minute one. In terms of Nintendo announcements, I think we do see more Metroid Prime 4. I do think we get a date for Metroid Prime 4. I think that's definitely going to happen. I'm not putting it out of the question that they could shadow drop Prime 2 and 3. Now, me and Nash Weedle were talking about this earlier, and we were talking specifically because some of you wanted me to ask him about Prime 2 and 3. And he did say that, yes, it's definitely done. It definitely is going to be released. And in an ideal world, they release it, they shadow drop it before Prime 4, right? This is what he was saying, that they announce, they show the date for Prime 4, they show more footage, and then they have a shadow drop of Prime 2 and 3. But he also says it could release after Prime 4, which I find really odd that they would release Prime 4 and then 2 and 3. I think like you want to, and this is what Nash was saying, right? In an ideal world, you do want to release Prime 2 and 3 to get the hype up, right? By the way, thank you so much for the likes, my friends. Thank you so much for the likes. But this is now, we're going to get all the rumors intensifying, you know? We're going to get all the third-party rumors intensifying. There is a massive rumor that Obscure 33 is going to be announced for the Switch 2 as well. There's heavy rumors that Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming onto the Switch 2. So I think that's one that definitely could be announced and shown. There's been a lot of rumors for a long time, including from Nash Weedle, that like every Assassin's Creed is going to be coming over to the Switch 2 as well. All of them, like in the collection. Odyssey, Origins, Mirage, Shadows, of course. I think I did a story on it a while ago. I think there was 4 or 5 Assassin's Creed games that would be coming. Other than that, you know, your guess is my guess. I'm sure we'll see more on the new Borderlands game as well. It's gonna be very, very interesting. We are so close to 3K. I think we're like 4 subs away from 3K. I don't know if it's gonna happen during this video, but it would be excellent if anyone's got 4 friends that wants to subscribe to get us over 3K. That would be amazing. Estamos cerca a 3,000. Estamos creo que a 4 personas. So look, that's the first story of the day. We'll leave it there. We'll come back to everyone's questions. Al final voy a tener las preguntas de todos ustedes. Voy a la próxima. Now, one of the things me and Nash Weedle spoke about, and I spoke about a few times recently, was Astral Chain 2, right? Now, we heard from Nash Weedle again a while ago. I wish I had the clip to show you guys. In fact, give me a second. I probably could even show it up here. So you guys can't see this right now, right? Right. Let me do something. Let me do something. In fact, hold on. Hold on a second. I can show it here. Give me a sec. Here we go. So let me find my own podcast here. Let's get ready. So let's see if you guys remember this. I'm going to show it up here. This is what me and Nash Weedle said about Astral Chain 2. Let me pull it up. You guys have to let me know that you can hear it, by the way. Here we go. Give me a sec. All right, give me a second. I'm just looking for it now. Videos. Where's me and Nash Weedle's video? Here we go. Right, so you guys might hear it in the background. I need to make it larger so I can see when we're talking about Astral Chain. Give me a sec. Hold on. Where are we talking about? I'm just looking. Oh, here we go. Astral Chain 2. Right, so I'm going to put this through here. One second. Let me know if you guys can see it.
Después de Dying Light, creo que mi juego.
Hold on, let me get rid of the music.
Astral Chain, yo lo pongo, y es que a mí me encanta Bayonetta 1 y 2 como nada. Y el 3 me gustó mucho.
Okay, so here we go. So this is me and him talking about Bayonetta 3 and then Astral Chain, right?
Exacto. Pero
listen to what he says about Astral Chain.
Para mí es que el juego, la mejor exclusiva que hay en esa consola. Es que para mí tiene tanto estilo y la
So this is us talking about Astral Chain. It's got subtitles, right?
Y yo sé que cuando salió, yo me acuerdo que después de 6 meses, o por lo menos en el primer año, había vendido más de 1 millón. Porque me acuerdo que, no sé por dónde salió eso.
Hey, Nathan.
Alguien, no sé si era Platinum Games, pero que ellos estaban contentos que había vendido 1 millón. Pienso, bueno, ha vendido 1 millón.
I think you guys can
Después
hear it, right?
parece que paró de vender, ¿no? Después de vender bastante, no sé en qué quedó la ficha al final. Y entonces yo me puse a ver, no, como preocupante, que saldrá una segunda, pero tú crees que sí.
Here we go.
Sí, antes de los cambios de Platinum que han habido en Platinum Games, estaba bastante avanzado el desarrollo y hay que tener en cuenta que pertenece a Nintendo la IP y que tiene gente trabajando de la propia Nintendo.
Oh, es que ese
o sea,
juego...
no depende de Platinum 100% el desarrollo de ese juego, depende también de Nintendo. Que más que Nintendo tiene hasta patentadas lo que es las mecánicas de combate con las cadenas y todo.
Sí.
Tiene patentadas de ellos.
Sí, es que ese juego.
There you go, right? So that's what he said, right? That the game was well in advance, well in advance the game was. Let me get rid of this. and that Nintendo owns the IP. Nintendo's even got a patent on the combat, and that the game was well in advance, right? So the game's definitely being made, it's definitely coming, and don't worry, like, you know, it's well in advance, all right? So that's what Nash Weedle was saying back then about that. Now, what I found, my friends, let's get rid of this. Give me a sec. Hold on. Let me just show it to you 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so we go back. This is on YouTube. We don't need that. But if we go here, I went to buy some games the other day, and where is it? Here. Instant Gaming, right? Which is a site online where you can buy vouchers or, you know, games, whatever, right? It's a gaming, you know, a retailer online, right? And it's usually where I get my game codes and my vouchers. I went on there earlier, and I was looking for, you know, games on Switch 2. Just to see, like, you know, what if any games were on sale. And then I saw Astral in the corner of my eye. I saw Astral Chain. I thought, oh, Astral Chain, nice. And then I saw that you can see here the big fat number 2. What the hell is going on here, my friends? Look at this right here. And I'm like, what? What the hell is going on here? Astral Chain 2. I did what any normal person would do. What did I do? I clicked on the thing. Of course I clicked on it. Astral Chain 2, Switch 2, release date 2025. I'm like, you what, mate? And then I'm like, what? I feel like I'm going crazy. This is like, it's just there right there. And then if I went down, it's even got some information on the game, which was posted 5 months ago. I'm like, what is happening here? And I think if we click on it, this is crazy. Look at this. It's got Astral Chain 2's development appears to have been chaotic so far. So, like, if we read it, let me make sure you guys can see it, right? Oh, it's clipping a little bit. Let me... Exacto! Like, ¿qué está pasando? So, let me enlarge it so you guys can read it with me, right? Give me 1 second, my good friend. Because I don't know what is happening. This is insane stuff, I thought. Hold on a second, my good friends. Let me just... Where's the big one? Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. Oh, we can't read. I'm gonna have to like make it smaller. This is so annoying. Why is it clipping? Give me a sec, guys. You guys can't see it, I don't think. All right, I'm gonna see if I can move him. No, I can't. Right, well. Oh, that's so annoying. I want it to show all of it. Hold on. I'm gonna unclip it so you guys. Give me a sec. Okay, so that's a bit better. Let me just put that there, and then I'll clip it this side. Okay. So here we go, right? It says you can kind of see it now a little bit. All right, so it says back in August 2019, the Switch got an exclusive Astral Chain by Platinum Games. This action game, I'll read it to you. This action game in which the player took took on the role of a futuristic policeman who hunted down chimeras, terrible creatures from another dimension. The new IP was extremely well received by gamers and critics alike. In fact, it was so successful that there were plans of a sequel. According to the rumors that have surfaced this week, development began in 2021, but quickly ran into a number of problems. Yeah, with people involved in the game working on other projects in parallel, the first 6 months saw no progress. Platinum Games was also going through a difficult period when it came to finances, with budgets cut at all levels. Fortunately, in 2022, Hideki Kamiya took the reins of development, and by then, progress had been made. The team working on this Astral Chain 2 was virtually the same as that of the first game. This is insane, right, Tony? Nintendo soon sent one of its representatives at Platinum Games, and conflicts arose over the direction that Astral Chain 2 was going to. This led to Kamiya's departure and a total reboot of the project. This time directly for Switch 2, of course. Prior to this reboot, the game was already planned to be a direct sequel to the first episode with an almost unchanged cast of characters. The villain's name was Maxwell, and the choices the player made was to change the direction of the story via a branching system. Co-op was already in the cards. Last but not least, because of the aforementioned disagreements, Nintendo reportedly threatened Platinum Games with taking over the game and to give it to another studio. As a result, Astral Chain 2 could look very different today. But as you see there, you know, it's still like, can we go back? I don't know. Where have I gone? So get rid of that page. It's still there. It's up there. Switch 2, release date 2025, right there. So like, I don't know what is going on with this, but it's freaking insane. And you know, as I said, do I think this is accurate? I mean, the game obviously is in development. I doubt very much is, you know, the 2025 date there is real. That can't be real at all. I don't know about that date. But you know, as Nash Weedle said, right, the Nintendo is insistent on that game being released. I call my wife. I call my saying, watch how it comes out before Silk Song. Seguro que sí. Seguro que sí. Thank you again very much for the likes, my friends. So there you go. So I spotted this yesterday, and I thought, man, I better talk about this quick in case, you know, before other people notice it. But it's just another thing in the curious story of Astral Chain 2. As I said, there's been lots of stories about it. Nash Weedle has said that the game, and they said it in this little, you know, synopsis. The game was well in advanced development. It was well in advanced development. Now, the only way I see it being 2025, and I don't think it's going to be 2025, but if I remember correctly, when Astral Chain 1 was originally shown in a Nintendo Direct, it was shown and then it was out 6 months later. It was crazy. It was such a quick turnaround from showing it to releasing it. So that's how quick it was. I'm pretty sure it was 6 months. They showed it and it was out 6 months later. I'm almost certain. So I thought, anyway, my friend, I thought that was very interesting news indeed. Now, more news today. Let's go through some Nintendo news, right? Because I have seen a lot of stuff. There's this one here, which I thought was very curious, and it was. Here we go. This is, can you see it? Yes. So, oh, hold on. I've just realized something. Hold on. I've just got to fix something on my end now here. It's so annoying. In fact, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it as it is there because you guys can see it. So, all right. So it says right here, Virtuos believes look at this, any 60 FPS Xbox Series S game can be ported to the Switch 2. Right, now Virtuos, of course, they ported over a bunch of games to the Switch 2. They're probably going to talk about it here. This interview was with WCCF Tech. Let me see if I can make it bigger so you guys can see it as well. Yeah, you can. All right, so let's read it here. So it says, here we go. Let me scroll. So I'll read from the top. So it says, WCCF Tech had the opportunity to chat with both Alex Hayes, Director of Business Development at Virtuos North America, and Eon O'Grady, Technical Director of Black Shamrock, to discuss working on the Switch 2 and the system's capabilities. The talk soon turned to the Nintendo Switch 2's power, and Grady informed the site that he believes that any game that runs at 60 FPS on the Xbox Series S should in theory be able to be ported to the Nintendo Switch 2. Then it goes on. Virtuos has achieved many notable ports in recent times, including Dark Souls Remastered, Hogwarts Legacy, and most recently, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. Now, let me scroll down. It says, here we go. Here's part of the interview. In terms of raw console performance, do you agree that the Switch 2 is closer to the Xbox Series S than it is to the PlayStation 4, making it easier for developers to port their current gen games to the hardware? Now, keep this in mind. This is very important because this is a developer talking now, right? This is not Digital Foundry that keeps insisting on the Switch 2 being closer to a PS4. This is, you know, this is an actual developer that has experience specifically porting games over, and they're talking about the power of the Switch 2, and this is what they say. So Eon says, GPU wise, the Switch 2 performs slightly below the Series S, right? Only slightly below the Series S. The difference is more noticeable in handheld mode. However, the Series S does not support technologies like DLSS, which the Switch 2 does. This makes the GPU capabilities of the two consoles comparable overall, right? The GPU capabilities of the Switch 2 is comparable to that of the Xbox Series S, thanks to things like DLSS and, of course, more modern architecture. He continues, CPU-wise, there is a clearer distinction between the two consoles. The Switch 2 is closer to the PlayStation 4 in this respect, having a CPU just a bit more powerful than the PS4's. Since most games tend to be more GPU bound than CPU bound when well optimized, the impact of this difference largely depends on the specific game and its target frame rate. Any game shipping, here we go. Any game shipping at 60 FPS on the Series S should easily port to the Switch 2. Likewise, a 30 FPS Series S game that's GPU bound should also port well. Games with complex physics, animations, or other CPU intensive elements might incur additional challenges in reaching 30 or 60 FPS or require extra optimization during porting. Right, so very, very important indeed. Let me show my beautiful face again. How dare me disappear? So you can see right there, right? This is from Virtuos. Zelda Collector. Any Zelda news? Well, I think you're new to the channel. Hold on, my friend. How could I not give you some claps? Welcome to Zelda Collection. I'm going to get all the questions at the end. We only got like another 5 minutes on news, and then I'm going to cover everyone's questions. There was the last Zelda news I heard was from Nash Weedle, and it was regarding the Ocarina of Time remake. So I will mention that. I don't know if you saw that video I did with him, but I will go over that at the end of this video so you can see as well. So, you know, so you can be informed. But welcome, Zelda Collector. So there you go. So this is very interesting indeed. This is from Virtuos, right? So this is an actual developer that is saying that no, the console is clearly closer to the Xbox Series S. Panic, exactly. Panic button, you are next. In fact, I think I forgot. I can highlight messages, Connor. Hold on, did I might have not done it here though. Give me let me just check something. Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, it's still. Oh, I got your message. There we go. Panic button, you're next. Let's keep these messages there. There you go. And as Tony says, yeah, Virtuals had done their homework when it comes to porting AAA titles on Nintendo. Says absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, super, let me move this here. Super impressive stuff indeed. And we've known this, right? We've seen this from the comparisons of Cyberpunk, right? In many aspects, having better quality of image than the version on Series S. We've seen that undeniably in Street Fighter 6, right? It's just undeniable that Street Fighter 6 looks better on the Switch 2 compared to the Series S, and they both run at 60 FPS, I believe. So, you know, what I get from this, and as I was reading this, I don't know if anyone else thought about this, but when they did talk about this bit right at the end, it says, where is it? For games with complex physics, animations, or other CPU intensive elements might incur additional challenges in reaching 30 or 60 FPS and would need more optimization. And instantly I thought GTA 6, right? Because it's all well and good, right? The GPU being very good, especially with DLSS, but an open world game like GTA 6, right, is much more CPU intensive. And that's what it's gonna cost in getting it to the Switch 2, right? So that's the other thing. Now, there was more stories today though, my friends. There were more stories today. So, where is it? Hold on a second. It's to do with some new GameCube games coming as well. Welcome to everyone in the chat, my friend. Thank you so much. If you're new here, hit that like and subscribe. I don't know if we're at 3K yet, but we were like 4 subscribers away from 3K. Also, I haven't said it here because I didn't prepare it well enough. Let me come here. But we are giving away a copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza on day 1. I'm going to be streaming it on day 1, Donkey Kong Bonanza. So if you'd like a chance to win that game, just make sure that you subscribe and tune in on day 1 when I'll be streaming it. And you could be lucky. But welcome to all our new friends here. Claps. Now, I did see even more awesome stories today concerning the Switch 2, and one of them, let me find it here because it's to do with the NSO, and supposedly, I've seen it on YouTube via Game Explain, but supposedly, I don't want to say until I find it. Give me a second. Where did I see it? Hold on a second. It was to do with, oh, hold on. Oh my God, where the hell is it? Now I can't find it. Give me a sec. It was right at the top. It's to do with 2 GameCube games being leaked. Sorry, no, 2 N64 games. Oh, here we go. Check this out, my good friends. So, Whoa! Christopher is here as well. Jaden Christopher, welcome, my friend. Give me 1 sec. Let me just show this here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Desperate for new Nintendo classics. One fan thinks Super Smash Bros. 64 was teased weeks ago. Now, I've seen Game Explain, Andre Segers from Game Explain, talk about this. In fact, I might even show his video because it's very short. I don't think he'll mind. Make sure you subscribe to him. Let's see if we can find it here. Hold on. So, all right, hold on. You know what? I'm gonna find this video. But supposedly, there's good evidence to show, and Andre Segers did a very good job of this. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna show it for you now. 1 second. Right, let me just get it here. 1 sec. Game Explain. Okay. Game. All right, let me find it. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, so it's only a short video, so let's go through it. But this is what Andre Segers himself found. Well, someone else found it, but he spoke about it.
If anyone has titled a yogurt as
Right,
sexy, I cannot describe it as anything less.
I have to show you guys something absolutely bonkers.
Let me know that you guys can hear it, right?
Or so, showing off the enhanced features coming to the N64 app as part of Switch Online. Well, as it turns out, someone on Reddit a month ago, which is only recently resurfaced, discovered that there may have been something hidden in that trailer. Maybe even 2 things, so they specifically only noted 1. Which let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. So if we shrink this, go to my Photoshop app, I'm going to bring up the exact comment that they had.
There we go.
Being from StarFox6664, I never played that one, being, am I losing my mind, or is literally no one talking about the fact that you can clearly see Super Smash Bros. In the background when they're talking about the CRT filter at around 40-second mark. So
he's talking about, now, you can't tell, right? But they're talking about this background right here behind Andre. That background, they're saying, is the cover for Mario Smash Bros. Sorry, for Smash Brothers, right?
So this is what we have up on screen right now in Photoshop. We have the 40-second mark where they show off the brand new CRT filter, and you can see this option screen, as you may know, appears on top of the game list screen or the library screen in part of the app, except it applies a really thick blur, making it nearly impossible to see what's behind it. However, as StarFox6664 noticed, we might be able to tell just enough because they are saying that down here in the bottom right corner is a Super Smash Bros. 64 box. Now, at first, I thought they were crazy because that could be literally anything, right? These colors are so smudged and so indiscernible, like, that could be really anything, right? Well, I went to work and did our analysis, type of content here, and I wanted to find out. So let's go ahead and take a look and apply the box on top of that area, and we can go flick it on and off, and okay, we can see it lines up a bit. In fact, if we make the the layer transparent,
it's really smart what you did.
You can better maybe see how the colors might kind of match. We'll toggle it off and on again. Yeah, you can see there's a loose connection there, but I don't think it's concrete enough, right? So instead, I want to step further. Let's go ahead and make it full opacity. I want to step further because I'm like, well, Photoshop can blur things just like the NSO app can. Let's apply a Gaussian blur and check this out. So we're going to apply a Gaussian blur.
This is where you can tell it that it is
55.3 pixels in radius, whatever, however you say that. We're going to apply it and look at this. Look at that. That's the layer. That's the box now blurred. If we turn it off, do you see that? It's the exact same. It's the exact same. It matches up perfectly. Look at Pikachu. Right there, the yellow, the red strip of the box, which would line up for a lot of things. But then we have the blue overalls of Mario here. So let's go and turn it off again. That's off. That's on. Let's go and zoom in here. Let's make it even closer.
It's literally it.
That's off again. On again. Off. On. You can see the Smash Brothers logo right there as well. So if we undo the Gaussian filter, you can see how things line up. So again, this is a filter off, filter on, and then let's turn off the box layer, and you can see again it matches up perfect. Glover.
So there you go. So someone was able to see, right, that they could see it was blurred out copy of Smash Brothers, right? And you can see quite clearly there that when Andre got the cover and blurred it to the same effect, it matches up perfectly. All the smudges of all the colors align. Mario's outfit, the yellow and the red, perfectly. But it wasn't just that. They found other games as well. So they found that Glover also is in the background there, and he did the same thing, and it tuned up perfectly. But also, aside from that, there was also the big one. I don't know if he talks about it here. Does he talk about it here? Here we go. Donkey Kong
Facebook can confirm it
64.
by using the Gaussian blur effect. On top of it by using the Gaussian blur effect. On top of it all, after I finished that video, I found this tweet from Risa, who apparently may have found a couple of more images, including Donkey Kong 64 and Forsaken. Forsaken is grossly underrated, by the way. That game's amazing. So, and you can see they also added Glover and Smash Brothers where we put them as well. So I just want to add this quick little
So there you go. So we'll leave it there. If you want to see the whole video, as I said, make sure you follow Game Explain. Make sure you follow Andre on Twitter. But there you go. I was thinking surely we get Donkey Kong 64. Now, the interesting thing about this, and by the way, welcome to everyone new in the chat. A pleasure to have you here, my good friends. Let me make sure to send you even more claps. Shame on me for not sending claps to you, my friends. But there are. I don't even know where I am now. Give me a sec. So lost with this. Right, we'll sort out in a second anyway. So now the curious thing about Donkey Kong 64 is that, okay, so 17th of July is when Donkey Kong Bonanza releases, right? So surely they're not going to release Donkey Kong 64 after Bonanza, right? It can't be after. It's going to have to be before. Now, with the rumors, as I said earlier, let me find it again. With the rumors seemingly being confirmed, hold on, as you can see right here from Nash Weedle, a direct this week. Wouldn't it make sense that they shadow drop Donkey Kong 64, right, on during the Nintendo Direct this week? Now, someone said source about something. Hold on, I didn't miss it. Let me just find it. Someone was asking a question. Keep on. I'm gonna go through all the questions very quickly at the end of this. Damn it! Now I can't even see now. Someone was asking about a source. I don't know what for. Hold on, Tekken 8. Let me see if I can find that. 1 second. Oh, here we go. Oh, here you go. I've heard the name Nash Weedle, but is he a reliable source? Yeah. Now look, obviously I'm going to be biased because I've come to know Nash Weedle a while, and we've done a couple of podcasts together now, or videos, and we speak every so often. But I'll tell you this: if you go back and you look over everything that Nash Weedle predicted or you know, information that he released, lots of it has come true. Like a stupid amount of the information that he has come out with has come out to be true, especially in the last year. I remember him talking about a Mario and Luigi game when everyone said, no, that thing is dead, it's not going to happen anymore. And of course, there was another Mario Luigi game. He spoke loads about when Metroid Prime 4 would be shown. He's released lots of information about Animal Crossing. He's been right about so many things, like so many things. He spoke most recently about Nintendo using the Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Today app to release not just regular information, but like big announcements. And then a week later, they announced Splatoon Raiders. He has said a lot of things. He had something I think he was going to release today, and he told me about it when we were talking about it, but I'm not going to mention it now because he's going to release it later on today or tomorrow. But he was telling me some more stuff. Yeah, he is more than reliable. Honestly, trust me, I like completely like hand on heart say he is more than reliable. He knows what he's talking about. He has connections, and he is being correct so many times. So yeah, I would take Nash Weedle as someone that when you see he says something, pay attention, because the other thing is as well, he doesn't just post things after hearing it from one person or whatever. He waits to what's the word, you know, to check the info, right? Make sure with other sources that it's correct. So he generally won't post anything unless it's been approved by a few people before he's posted it. So yeah, absolutely, definitely someone to watch. So, but there you go. So, you know, the idea that we get Donkey Kong 64 and what was the other game? Smash Brothers. But yeah, I'm now thinking Donkey Kong 64 is going to be shown this direct. I fully expect the direct to be this week. As I said, I'd already been told it was July. I didn't know which week, but Nash is saying this week. A few other people are saying this week. So, and you know, we do always get shadow drops, and it wouldn't be like out of this world for a Nintendo 64 game to be shadow dropped. And it would make more sense if it was Donkey Kong 64. The other game there that was shown was Forsaken. I think that's going to be for a later time. That's another awesome game that no one speaks about anymore. So yeah, it would make a ton of sense. I think Blake saying that would make a ton of sense. To be honest, there has been There has to be a direct sometime this week. Would you be shocked if they announced it on Nintendo today? No, I wouldn't be shocked at all. I tell you what, that's a good comment, because as we've seen, and I think we're going to see more and more of this going forward, we've seen Nintendo using its Today app as a way to control messaging even quicker than they do with a direct, right? Because a direct, they usually they always announce it first, right? So they announce it first. They usually say, hey, by the way, there's a direct tomorrow. And then that creates more rumors and all this kind of stuff, right? And it takes almost the control away from them a little bit until they actually do the direct. With then using the Today app, it means that they can control their messaging a lot quicker, a lot more efficiently. And it goes directly to the fans. So I think Nash Weedle, he's clearly been proven right. Nintendo is using it increasingly to get their messaging out. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. In fact, who was that, Blake? That's a very smart comment, because now you've said that, I would even go as far as to predict that they announce the direct on the Nintendo Today app first, and then on Twitter. Or X if you want. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's the case. Absolutely. That's a very good comment, Blake. Very good comment. Right, so let me see, before we end the video, and we're gonna go through everyone's questions, let me just see if there was any more news I missed. Of course, it's all gonna be all about this direct now. You can expect it to be all directs. I think that was all the highlights for today, as far as I know. It's been a hectic. To say it was a Sunday, a bunch of information came out today on the weekend. Is there anything worth? Don't think so. I don't think so. I think that was all the news. There was a lot of information talking about the before and after of Hogwarts Legacy, but I think a lot of people already seen that. The upgrade of Hogwarts Legacy is amazing. It's night and day with the Switch version. Night and day. Yeah, there we go. I think that is all the information for today. So now we'll go to your questions. Let's have a look here. Yeah, that is everything more or less. That is everything more or less. Yeah, right. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to your questions. So let me just switch page here. There we go. Right, so a las preguntas, to your question. Let's see what you guys think. We'll have 5 minutes of questions, and then I'll call it a night, because it's 3 a.m. for me. I think I've been streaming, about 45 minutes by the time I end, but I wanted to get to the news out there. I don't know if we are on, did we pass 3K in the end? Let me check before my battery dies. We were very close to getting to 3K. I don't think we are. I think we're like 4 subscribers away, if I'm right in thinking. Let's have a quick look, see here. Or 5 subscribers away, I think. 4 subscribers away from 3K. Right, so to the questions, a las preguntas. A ver, give me your questions. Si tenéis preguntas, échalos. Here you go. Templo Zeldero says, hola, Templo. Do you think the live show will be announced tomorrow? So here's the thing, Templo. Here's the thing. It seems as though it is this week, right? The Nintendo Direct is this week. There was a rumor that it was the 10th of July. I can't find that rumor anymore. Pero no, dijeron que era el 10 de julio, ¿no? El rumor. Now, if I'm right thinking, Nintendo usually announces the Direct the day before. So that would mean that they would announce it this Wednesday. Este miércoles, parece. You know, but we got someone... What the flip is a Nash Weedle says, Mango. Welcome, Mango. I think you're new as well. Welcome to the channel. I think if it is the 10th, if it is this Thursday, and I hope to God it is because I'm off this Thursday, then I think they will announce it on the Wednesday. Now, the curious thing is that Nintendo, as my brother was saying, usually do a Direct on the Wednesday. So they would announce it on the Tuesday. So I think we're going to get the announcement either Tuesday or Wednesday. Yo creo que martes o miércoles lo anuncian, dependiendo si el directo es el miércoles o jueves. That's what I think. Blake says, yes, that's what I think, and thanks. Please let me know if Nash brought up anything about Animal Crossing. We did talk about Animal Crossing. Do you know what? I'll say here, we had some massive technical hiccups with our recording, in that I recorded it to the cloud, and then when I downloaded it, it had loads of corruptions on it. So we're gonna re-record parts of our conversation. But we did speak about Animal Crossing, and he actually had. So Nash Weedle, I'll show you. He actually had posted about Animal Crossing. Oh, you know what? Something else Nash Weedle said. Here we go. Quick news, quickly. Let me show you. He also said Pikmin 4 is going to be the next one getting a upgrade. He goes, it's going to get a major upgrade on Switch 2. He's heard about a rumor. It's going to be a Switch 2 edition, and it's going to have something. It's going to have something added to the game. It's going to have extra content to the game, but he hasn't been able to verify it properly. But he's hearing about a rumor talking about Pikmin 4 being the next Switch 2 upgrade game. Now, he was talking about Animal Crossing a couple of days ago. Let me see if I find it. Where is it? 1 second. Oh, is it here? Here we go. He had a tweet. When did he put this tweet? So look, he spoke about this tweet last year, right? This is how early. So when this stuff comes true, remember how long ago Nash Weedle spoke about this. This was talking about Animal Crossing 2026. He's talking about having vehicles in it. It's got like adventure missions. It's gonna have puzzles and mini games. It's got some kind of collaborative and multiplayer, and it says the date 2026. And it's going to have some kind of series, like, I don't know, some kind of animated series or something. So he posted about this. Check this out. In, where is it? In March of last year, he posted about this, Animal Crossing. So there you go, my friends. Keep in mind, you know, how long ago Nash Weedle spoke about this. It was a long time ago. And he spoke about Xenoblade as well. So, yeah, man, Nash Weedle knows his stuff. Absolutely, he knows his stuff. Right, any more questions? And by the way, welcome, Mango. What is Nash Weedle is an excellent, super nice man. And you know, another thing about Nash Weedle, for those who speak Spanish and those who don't, he is organizing. He organized the first video game awards in Spain last year, and he's in the middle of organizing the second video game awards. And let me tell you something. I'm going to post a link in the description. It's a lot better than the Game Awards that we see usually, because it's got way more nominations. It's actually properly voted by fans. So he's a very busy guy with a lot of things on his plate and a lot of connections. So yeah, like I said, you know, make sure you follow him on X if you don't already. Super worthwhile follow, absolutely. Right, let me see what else people are asking here. Pat says, my sources tell me direct will be Thursday, July 10th. Exactly. So this was, I can't remember where I saw that rumor initially, but when the rumor came out, it was talking about the 10th. Now, as I said, I hope it is the 10th, because that is the day I am off from work, so I will be streaming it. But yeah, supposedly it is going to be the 10th. Now, let me see. Is that, did I miss any questions? People have too much time to spare. Yeah, the only thing, all right, here we go. It's Tekken 8 for Switch 2, fingers crossed, set silver, I guess I want to say. Yeah, Tekken would be interesting. But there you go. You wanted some Animal Crossing news? There's some Animal Crossing news. Tony K says Street Fighter 6 on Switch 2 had went from number 10 all the way up to number 6 on the North American bestseller sales chart today. Well, that's good, because that deserves to sell more than it did. The problem was a lot of people have said a lot of things about certain games not selling well on the Switch 2. We know some developers have come out and said that they were disappointed with how little their games sold on the Switch 2. A lot of people blamed key cards for that decision, and they cited Cyberpunk selling really well, and they said that basically was because they put the whole game on a cartridge. I think it's half and half. I think definitely game key cards didn't help. A lot of people don't want anything to do with game key cards, and they don't want to buy any game on game key cards. But also the other thing is that, you know, there was always going to be a majority of games that don't sell well at launch, purely for the fact that a Switch 2 is costing what is it, $500 at launch? So you're spending $500 and you're getting Mario Kart, let's say, right? Because the majority of people are getting Mario Kart. But most people don't want to just have Mario Kart. They want another big game to get their teeth sunken into at launch. And that game, for the most part, for a lot of people, is going to be Cyberpunk. Why? Because it's that game that was really impressive. They made all the headlines. It's the game that received the most attention other than Mario Kart on YouTube. It was an impossible port, and it was an impossible port that ran so well that in many instances, it looked better than the Series S version. So after Mario Kart, most people are going to buy that. Now you're talking about $560, $580, approaching $600. No one's going to buy more than those two games. So effectively, you were going to have, you know, low sales for Hitman, low sales for Yakuza, maybe low sales for Street Fighter 6, you know, low sales for Split Fiction. I myself wanted a bunch of other games, but I couldn't afford it after having Mario Kart and Cyberpunk. You know, I wanted Split Fiction. I had to wait till payday afterwards to get that. You know, I want Hitman, but I'm gonna have to wait till payday. People are not gonna spend crazy money after spending so much on a console. So yeah, you know what? If you released a fully priced game on a key card, that's a 2-year-old game or a 3-year-old game, in the case of like Hitman and Yakuza or whatever, it probably isn't going to sell well at launch in comparison to Mario Kart World and Cyberpunk. It's just not, sadly, but that is the case, you know. Like, and I'll be honest, it's going to be the same going forward. If you're a developer and you're going to release a fully priced game on a game key card, and it's not a game that's brand new, and it's a game that comes out years afterwards, it's probably not going to sell amazing on Switch 2. So, you know, the fans have spoken, and what they want is things like Cyberpunk. They want a game that they put on a 64 gigabyte cartridge. They want the whole game on the cartridge. They want a game. If it's going to be an old game, it better be an impossible port that runs well. So right now, there's rumors about Red Dead Redemption 2, right? An old game, but it's a game that's going to capture the imagination of people. And if it runs and looks really well on the Switch 2, it's probably going to sell really well. So that's what gamers want. I don't know what you guys think, but I wasn't surprised. You know, we had the same thing on if you think back to the the Wii U. The Wii U released with like 30 games, right? It released with, games like Zombie U didn't sell well. What the hell what was the Nintendo game on the Wii U? It was New Super Mario Brothers, wasn't it? But they had stuff like Mass Effect 3, Batman, Arkham City. They had Black Ops 2. They had loads of games, right, at the launch of Switch 2, of a Wii U, but they were old games. They were really old games, so they were never gonna sell well at launch, you know. And it's the same with the Switch. Everyone bought what's it called, Breath of the Wild. Nothing else was gonna sell. Nothing else is gonna sell. So, you know, I think third parties are gonna be fine on the Switch 2. If you release a super good port on the Switch 2, or a unique title, you know, an exclusive like Mario plus Rabbids, those games are gonna sell well on Nintendo hardware, you know. And this is the most important thing for Switch 2, right? We'll get back to the questions in a second, but this is something that I already got disappointed with. We already saw now that I think it was Borderlands 4. Is it Borderlands 4? That game has just been announced. Obviously, it was announced for Switch 2 and everything else, but it got announced that it was going to be releasing now slightly later on the Switch 2. This is something we can't have anymore. We can't have that anymore. There is no excuses, right? This isn't like with the Switch where you needed an extra year to port Doom or Doom Eternal to the original Switch because it was such a demanding task. We have a console now that can run more or less anything that runs on the Series S. Right, so if you're making games now going forward, they have to come out day and date with the other consoles, or you know what? They're just not going to sell. And to be honest, they don't deserve to sell. If you're going to release, just for as a point for this conversation, if you're going to release Borderlands 4 6 months later, let's just say, then it doesn't deserve to sell because you're releasing it late. The hype is gone. You're probably releasing it at full price. No, from now on, you know, the next Call of Duty, the next Assassin's Creed, the next, NBA, the next, all these types of games, they have to come out day and date. The next FIFA, the next, all of them. All of them, day and date, they have to come out. So we'll see. Right, let's see what other questions we have from the chat. I went off on one there. I'm very sorry. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. What do we think will be the holiday? Good question. What do we think will be the holiday game that we don't know of? So I spoke to Nash Weedle about this earlier, so I won't go into too much what he thinks. But we both weren't sure, and because let's think about this, right? We've got Metroid Prime 4. It's not going to be Metroid Prime 4. That's not going to be the holiday game. It's not going to be the holiday game, right? Because it's not going to sell 10 million copies, right? Metroid Prime 4 is going to probably get all 10s, a Metacritic score of 95, and it's still going to probably only sell about 3 million. I'm buying it day one because it looks incredible. So. And I think Nash Weedle, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think he was saying, man, it could even just be Pokemon. And I was a bit disappointed. Like, I hope it's not Pokemon. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive Pokemon fan anyways. But even if I was, like, you want something a bit more of a blockbuster, right? I don't think it's going to be a 3D Mario game. There is a lot of rumors this week, a lot of rumors that there is a Mario Galaxy 2 game coming out that's going to be to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Mario, right? Now, I believe the rumor was talking about a September date, or I can imagine, because I think September is with the 40th anniversary, if I'm correct, I think. And so I don't know if it could be Galaxy 2. I don't even know if I'd want it to be Mario Galaxy 2. Mario Galaxy 2 probably is my favorite Mario game after Mario World and Mario 3D World. I love Galaxy 2. I love Galaxy 1, but I think Galaxy 2 is even better. So I would kill for Galaxy 2, especially if it's, you know, a 60 FPS, 4K, you know, super remastered, all this kind of stuff. I would love it, but I would still feel a little bit like, I don't know, man. Like, you want something new, right? As your holiday game, you want your holiday game to be big, but I don't think it's going to be a Mario game, and I don't think it's going to be Metroid Prime 4. And we're getting a bit late now for it to be something brand new, right? It just comes out shown. Like, it would have to be, put it this way, right? It would have to be shown at this direct, like maybe as the one more thing, and it would have to have a turnaround of like 6 months, right? So to come out for the holiday season. Now I remember there was a short turnaround from when they showed Mario at the direct, and then that was the holiday game, Mario Odyssey. But it would have to be that, right? They would have to show whatever it is. You know what? I don't think it would be, but it would be awesome if it was a Star Fox game. There's been loads of rumors, including from Nash Weedle, that was talking about a lot of information coming out about Star Fox and how they might be having the inclusion of mouse controls, I believe. There's been a lot of rumors about Star Fox for a while now. Oh my God, Pat Campion said it's Twilight Princess Remastered. Oh man, I should do a quick poll. What is everyone's favorite Zelda game? And the correct answer is Twilight Princess. It is the best Zelda game ever made. I don't care what anyone says. I was talking to Nash Weedle. We're going to get to the more questions before we leave. I was talking to Nash Weedle earlier about my beef with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I did love Breath of the Wild a lot. I wasn't crazy about Tears of the Kingdom, but after having played both, and you know, and then I went back and played Ocarina, and I was like, you know what? No, this is what I want. This is what I want for my next Zelda. I don't want it. I don't want another Zelda where you can construct anything you want and make anything you want, and you can solve a puzzle 100 different ways. No, I don't. I want a much more linear Zelda now. I want it to go back to that. I want it to have open world and that kind of stuff, but I want it to be almost like, you know, like it's open world, but it's a lot smaller. It's a lot more guided, you know. And I want the dungeons to come back where it's just one puzzle. It's just one solution to a puzzle, right? Like there's just one solution, and you've got to wreck your brain to try and figure out the way that Nintendo designed for you to defeat that puzzle. That's what I want now. That's what I want. Don't tell him that he pees on Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess es el mejor. Akuma, tú sabes eso. Digo, Akuma Templo, tú sabes eso. That's to me my favorite Zelda game. I love Ocarina. Ocarina is my number 2. Wind Waker is probably my number 3, but Twilight is my number 1. Absolutely, it's the best. It's got my favorite art style. It's got amazing music. It's got the best dungeons, the best weapons. Oh yeah, mate. Oh yeah. Oh, here's a good one though. Here's a good one. Could it possibly be Luigi's Mansion 4? But Star Fox is a hard guess because let's face it, right? Luigi's Mansion 4 is coming, right? Next Level Games, they haven't shown us anything. They haven't shown us anything. So they could have the one more thing. They could have the one more thing. You said something, man, and it just made me think about something Nash said. Damn it, what the hell was it about? Oh my God, I was gonna say it was about Metroid Prime. You know what Nash Weedle told me? Quickly in our conversation, he told me that obviously, so for, we got Metroid Prime 4 coming, right? But he's already told me that they're already right now simultaneously at the same time working on Metroid Prime 5. That's what Nash Weedle told me earlier. He said that that Metroid Prime 4 obviously is close to being released, but they have been already, and they are right now working on Metroid Prime 5 at the same time, so that we don't have this whole massive wait again. So that's I had to like double take. I was like, whoa, Metroid Prime 5? And he said, yeah. They're working on Metroid Prime 4. They're finishing up Metroid Prime 4, but they have been already, I don't know for how long, but they have been already working on Metroid Prime 5 at the same time. So I found that very exciting, right? So we won't have to wait another 10 exciting years. We might get Metroid Prime 5 like in 3 or 4 years. Who knows? Like, maybe even sooner. I don't know. Blake says, I doubt it will be this, but maybe the Splatoon spin-off. But I think that's a 2026 game. Yeah, we don't really know. We don't really know what the Splatoon game is fully, right? Do we? Like, I know it's a spin-off, but is it a campaign, single-player campaign? How big is the campaign? Will it have any multiplayer stuff attached to it? Obviously, it's not Splatoon 4. Yeah, like I don't know, maybe it depends how big it is, right? Because I would love that. If it's a 30-hour game, why not? I would love that. Absolutely. Devil says, don't dream ATV Twilight Princess HD won't be coming. It will be cold on the Wii U. Oh, boo to Templos del Dedo. Everyone in the chat, boo Templo. Boo. Boo. I don't know. Let me write it. Boo. Boo, 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 boo. All right, let's see what other questions do we have before I leave. By the way, thank you so. I don't know how many likes we got to, but thank you so much for the likes, my friend. Let me can I check here 1 second? I can't even see now. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't even tell me. That's so annoying. But thank you so much for that. We're trying to beat our likes, so let me go back to. I was looking at Nash Weedle. Let's see what other questions we got here. Oh, sorry, Metroid Jones. Sorry, I just saw this right now. I'm 52 minutes behind. I will try not to respond to things from close to an hour ago to confuse the chat. No problem, bro. No problem. Oh, here we go. Tony's in the house. Let's see what Tony says. Hold on. Let me just raise that a little bit so you can see it fully. Oh, there we go. Right, so Tony says, I think we'll get a 2D Metroid in between the Prime games, though perhaps we will get 2D Metroid, then following year Metroid Prime 5 stagger the big game releases. So I'll tell you something interesting. When I was talking to Nash Weedle earlier today, I asked him about Mercury Steam, right, which make Metroid Dread, the 2D Metroid game on the Switch. And I said to him, man, you know what? I would love it for them to have a go at making a 3D Metroid. And he was like, no. Like, leave them to it. Now, he didn't say anything, so I didn't put words in his mouth. But the way he was talking got me thinking from his reaction that I think they might be working already on another 2D Metroid game. Nash Weedle didn't say this, right? So let me make that clear. That Nash Weedle did not say this. It's just what I got from his reaction when he was saying, no. They don't worry about them doing a 3D Metroid game. They're good with what they're doing. They're fine. And from the way he was smiling, it got me thinking that they're working on another 2D Metroid game, which, as I said, would be awesome. They killed it with Metroid Dread. Killed it. That was my game of the year. They got it down to a T. The combat was incredible. The atmosphere. I can't even remember what the robots were called now. What were the robots called in Dread? But they were terrifying. Every time one came, you had to run from it. Terrifying. So My feeling is that we are going to get more 2D Metroid games, and my feeling is that it is going to be yet a game from Mercury Steam making it, the Spanish developer. So that's very exciting. Regarding, we were talking about Zelda earlier, and this is very interesting. In my conversation with Nash Weedle, I told him my opinion that I want Nintendo to go back to more traditional Zeldas, right? Ocarina, Twilight, Wind Waker. And something, I need to go back to see exactly what he said, but something curious he said was that he mentioned Monolith Studio, and he didn't say that they're making well, they're definitely not making a Zelda game, but that, you know, maybe like they could, and again, he didn't say this specifically word for word, but we were spitballing the idea of Monolith Studio possibly working on a traditional Zelda-like game, not a Zelda game per se, not, you know, a different franchise, its own game, but that it could be maybe, you know, inspired by traditional Zelda, maybe, you know. So, and I thought, well, that would be interesting, because there had been a lot of rumors about what Monolith Studio is working on. We saw some art, some artwork from what their next game could be. So, you know, and it's, you know, that's another thing for this Direct. Will we get to see the next game from Monolith Studio? That is something I am predicting. The only thing I can say about the Nintendo Direct that I am confident in saying, and it's something really like anyone could guess, it's just that Square Enix is going to be there in some way, shape, or form. Square Enix is there. I don't know the game, but I know Square Enix is going to be there. But as I said, I don't know what the game is, but they're going to be there. Let's see. Let's go through. Oh, I'm enjoying this. Welcome to everyone new in the chats. If you're brand new, consider hitting that like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 3K subscribers. We are 4 or 5 subscribers away from 3K. I don't think it will happen today, but it would be a marvelous achievement. 4 subscribers away from 3K. Jesus Lord, my friends. And by the way, of course, as I said, we are giving away a copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza on day 1 in the stream. Oh, this is what I said. This is what I want. Exactly, look at Temple of Ether. This is what I want. I want Zelda 2 Remake Metroidvania version. That is what I want, 100%. Everyone wants to remaster and remake every Nintendo game. Why is no one talking about Zelda 2? I know it's the black sheep of the series. A lot of people hate it. It's like the Mario Sunshine of the Zelda series. But I think it's a great game. And it's super hard. And it's the most that you could do with in a remake. They could do like a 2D. You know what? Man, like Templo said, you know, a Zelda 2 Remake Metroidvania version. Imagine it being made by Mercury Steam. Oh, now that would be something. That would be something. You go, maybe that Ocarina remake. Yeah, so I did that video with Nash Weedle, and that's what broke the internet, right? Nash Weedle was talking about the remake of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And as I said, I posted it already. You guys can find the video on my channel if you want to see it. It's a conversation I did with Nash Weedle, and he revealed a bunch of news. It's in Spanish, but it's got English subtitles, right? So if you want to watch it. But he was adamant. Yep, he is like, listen, Ocarina of Time remake is happening. Absolutely. He is adamant on that. It's been worked on for a while now, is what he said. He said to me that they had approached it with a new art style, that they were talking internally about approaching it with a new art style. So, and I think they were experimenting, maybe is the feeling I got. They were experimenting with different art styles for the Ocarina remake. Because I think, and what my opinion on that is, I think people might get a bit scared and think, oh my God, are they going to do Ocarina of Time remake in like a Wind Waker art style? No, I don't think it's that. I see it as that it will be a different art style from the N64, of course, but that it will be subtle, that, you know, that maybe it will be an art style that's somewhere in between Ocarina and Twilight. Maybe it's going to be, you know, do you know what I mean? Like something like it's a bit more realistic, but not ultra dark, you know, but not so artistic like Wind Waker or Skyward Sword. Thank God. The least it can have to do with Skyward Sword, the better. Templor knows this. I hate Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword is a terrible Zelda game. I could not. I thought it was just the controls on the Wii. I tried to play it again on Switch. I couldn't get into it. But yeah, as I said, Nash Weedle, but he didn't know when the remake was coming. He just kept reiterating. He said it's coming. Do not worry. He's adamant. Ocarina of Time remake is coming. And as I said, this is the guy that's been right about a million things online. A million things, you know? We've seen already, I mean, I probably can't find it now, but he was right about the Nintendo Today app releasing information. And now, of course, he's just like corroborated the, let me cut to it. Here we go. The direct this week. And now keep this in mind when you hear about it, right? Nash Weedle right here. He's saying right here, he goes that he's hearing Pikmin 4, the next Switch 2 edition upgrade is coming here, right? So keep that in mind. When you hear that it comes out later on, remember that Nash Weedle spoke about this a lot, you know, when was this? Yesterday. He spoke about this yesterday. So Nash Weedle, that's what he's heard about that. So let's see what other questions. By the way, we got a bunch of new people in the chat. Welcome, my new friends. Claps to all of you, my good friends. Hope you're all well. We're about finishing up the video for today. Usually these are 10-minute videos. I thought I'd do a live edition because it's too late to do a video. It's like 3:30 in the morning for me. But if you've just got here, yeah, we were talking about the news that you know, just to show you quickly again, that was confirmed by Nintendo Insider Nash Weedle. He is saying unequivocally this week for the Switch Direct, the Nintendo Direct. I had spoken to him. I've spoken to him since he's posted that on X. We've been DMing each other, and he's confirmed it to me. He's heard it from a couple of sources, so he was able to confirm it. He actually, as I said earlier in today's stream, he actually knew about this a while ago already, but he'd only heard it from a source, and so he didn't want to post it. He didn't want to post it, you know, without knowing absolutely, you know, that it's confirmed by more than one source. He has now been able to cross-examine it and have it confirmed by various sources. So, and that's what's led him to post that earlier today and confirm that, yep, the Nintendo Direct is this week. Now, he hasn't said which date. We know from rumors, or we think from rumors, it's the 10th. That's what we know. I just know it's this week. All I know for myself, like I said earlier a few weeks ago, I heard that it was this month, and I just know that Square Enix is going to be there. Right, so let's get now to any questions people may have. By the way, for all our new people here, I keep mentioning it, but we are giving away a copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza for all our subscribers. So if you want to be in a chance to win Donkey Kong Bonanza, you just got to be subscribed. I will be live streaming it on the 17th on launch day, and at the end of the stream, I'll be giving away a free copy to someone, no matter which region you're in. If it's Europe, UK, you know, America, it's going to be a physical copy. So welcome to all our new friends. A quick summary for the news for everyone who's just got here. We spoke about that. We spoke about Virtuos, the you know, specialist in porting games, who have said that basically the power of the Switch 2 is very, very close to the Xbox Series S, and they claim that any game that runs 60 FPS on Series S can be ported to the Switch 2. And then we finished. Oh, hold on, we finished. You know, because some people might want to see this. What I spoke about quickly was Astral Chain 2. Check this out. It's on a gaming online retailer that I buy my games from. You know, if I buy codes or vouchers or whatever, I went on there to buy some Nintendo vouchers, and I saw that they were advertising Astral Chain 2 with a release date of 2025, and they even had some information about it going on about its development, about how the development was chaotic and all this kind of stuff, and how the game is heavy in development. But if you guys want to know more about that, then what you need to do is basically, let me just get rid of it here. If you go back to the beginning of the video, I spoke more in depth about that. I replayed a interview I did with Nash Weedle where he speaks about where Astral Chain 2 is, and that video you can find, you know, you can find it in my list of videos with Nash Weedle. Right, so let's get ready to end the stream. Let's get a few more questions before we end. By the way, thank you so much for all the likes, my good friends. You guys have been awesome. This has been a very... I should do the live versions of my news more often, but I like to have them edited in a nice kind of, you know, clean style. So we'll see going forward. But I think if you guys like this, I'll do more of these. What do you think will be... here we go. What do you think Nintendo will do for Mario's 40th? So this is very interesting for many reasons. and I said this to Nash Weedle earlier, right? In that obviously there's rumors about a Mario Galaxy 2. I do believe that we will see Mario Galaxy 2 in some way, shape, or form. I think that is why it was omitted from the collection that we got on its 35th anniversary, where we got Mario 64. Was it Sunshine and Galaxy? It wasn't Sunshine, was it? Was it Sunshine? In Galaxy, anyways. So I do think we're going to see it. Is it going to be for the 40th? That makes more sense to me. That makes more sense to me. I think Nintendo could show it in this direct even. They could release it in September, which is I think when the 40th anniversary is. And then, you know, after 2 months, they'll take it off the shelves. And you won't be able to buy it anymore. What else do I think they do? Do you know what? The thing is with Nintendo is that I think they are terrible at celebrating their IP. Like I said this to Nash Weedle earlier. Like, do you remember the anniversary for Metroid? Do you remember what they did? Nothing. They did nothing. The anniversary for Star Fox, nothing. The anniversary for I don't know. Pick a franchise. You know, even Animal Crossing now. Even that's like got to be like 20 years old now. They in comparison with someone like Sega, when Sega did their Sonic anniversary, they did a bunch of stuff. I think it's when they announced the movie, they announced a new game. I think they had an animation, if I'm right, if I remember it correctly. They did a bunch of Sonic sales. Like Sega went all out for Sonic. And I'm thinking, man, Nintendo, Mario is your mascot. You should be parading that fat plumber all over the place. But, you know, like hopefully, you know, they heard like how disappointed people were with like how limited their anniversary, you know, celebrations were, that they actually do more this time. I hope they do. But I don't know. I feel like if they were, we'd be hearing about it now. But hopefully the direct we hear something about their celebration. You know, this rumor for Mario Galaxy 2 remaster, remake, whatever it is so intensive, and it's come from a source. I know Nintendo Prime spoke about this. It's come from a source that's had a lot of things correct in the past, and so it seems like it's correct. You know, I hope it's not the. I just hope it's not the holiday game. I hope it's not the holiday game, because as much as I love Mario Galaxy 2, and if it is a full, you know, remake, like a fully remake, I would love it, but I don't know. Someone says boycott greedy Nintendo. Man, I mean, you know, listen, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I'll say it, man. I've always been a Nintendo fanboy. But a lot of people who follow my channel, you know, like I criticize Nintendo over a lot of things. Pricing of games is one. The inability to put meaningful sales on games that are 10 years old, whether it's Mario World, Mario Kart 8 or Breath of the Wild, whatever, right? Their sales are really like, you know, how tough they are, you know, on fans, you know, resembling fan games, you know, they're extremely harsh. They're not very consumer friendly. They're not very fan friendly sometimes. And, you know, and that's why sometimes I find it very hard to, you know, back up Nintendo, right? Because they do a lot of things I disagree with. But at the same time, man, they do a lot of cool things. Like, you know, we can talk about the eShop, but the eShop is it's not up there with Game Pass, obviously, but it's by far the cheapest model, right? And we are getting a lot of, you know, N64 games now. We're getting GameCube games now. So, you know, they're improving on things, right? We finally got a meaningful game chat now. It's that they're doing things they're improving on, right? But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things Nintendo do that, sadly, yeah, I can't get on board with. It's insane. It's insane how cheap games are because of the yen. Did I see that BIG said you got cheap? What did you say? You got cheap. I bought so many cheap Switch games in Japan. My backlog is crazy. Maybe 16 games. Welcome, by the way, BIG. I think you might be new here. Isaiah Jimmy, saludos. Acabo de ver que estás aquí. So, estos aplausos son para ti y para BIG. These claps are for you. BIG, Isaiah Jimmy, and everyone new who's just turned up here. Claps for you, my friends. Tony says, I hope we get a Galaxy 2 as the Switch 2 upgrade pack for 3D All-Stars. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Here we go. When do you think Splatoon Raiders will come out? What do you want in the game? Oh, man, that's a good question. By the way, before I answer that, I've just seen this from Suko Times. If you're still there, Suko Times, show your face. Everyone boo this comment. For shame on you. For shame on you. Skyward Sword better than Ocarina of Time? My friend, welcome to the channel. I love you, Suko Times. In fact, I'll even give you claps. Hold on. Hold on. Let's raise the music a bit more. But I cannot agree with that comment. Shame on you. Shame on you. No way. Oh, I hate Skyward Sword, man. I hate Skyward Sword. The question was, before I go to Blake's question, or if I had to go to it first because it's not a question. It says, as long as we don't get trolled and get an Amiibo Festival Animal Crossing game, I'll be happy. I want mainline, absolutely. So, and this is, anyone can answer this. What do I think Splatoon Raiders, when do I think it will come out and what do I think it will be? Right, first of all, when do I think it will come out? I think it depends how big the game is, right? Because they themselves said it's a spin-off, right? It seems to be a single-player campaign type game. That leads me to think it's going to be at least like a 20-hour game, at least, right? At least. And so, do I think it's this year? Do I think it's this year? I don't. I don't think it's this year. I don't think so. I think it's early next year. Now, what do I think it is? I do think it's a full campaign. I am very much looking forward to it. In fact, like, should we have a quick look quickly at the let's have a quick look at the trailer before let's see, because I can't even remember it that well anymore. But let's have a quick little look here at Splatoon Raiders to have a quick little let's have a quick look here from Nintendo. Let's have a look. Is it here? I think it's this, wasn't it? There we go. Right, so let me post it over. So this is the trailer, right? Let's see if I even remember it. Let's have a look and see what type of game people think it will be. It's clearly a single player campaign type thing, right? I don't remember getting that much more information from the trailer, if I remember correctly. But I think it's going to be a next year thing, even though the fact that they showed it already. Depends how big the game is. Let's have a look. See, it's a Splatoon spin-off. So it's a fully fledged spin-off campaign, it looks like. Right, exactly. And I think there's going to be more to it than that. I think we're going to get another direct showing the fact that it's more. I don't think it's going to be just a campaign. But yeah, look, you can see it's a fully fledged. It looks like a fully fledged adventure. Fully fledged Raider. The thing is, Raiders is what gets me, right? The title Raiders. Right, so that makes me think like there are multiple islands that you visit, you know, and that kind of stuff. That's what gets me about it. It's the name Raiders is what gets me. Do you, DG, are you never getting Discord? Oh, I don't know this. Hold on. We got some more new people before we leave. We're right at the, I keep saying we're right at the end of the stream, but we're going through all the questions. So we still got a few minutes. If you're brand new here, welcome, by the way, for all our new friends. I am ATB, Tech the Backlog. We do Nintendo news videos in the week and podcast and stream. So if you're brand new here, that's what you can expect going forward. Most of the time I do 10-minute news videos, but on days like this where I can't be bothered to edit, I do them live, especially where a lot of news has broke out. If you guys want to catch the news I spoke about earlier, it was basically all to do with the Direct being this week and some Astral Chain 2 news that I thought was very interesting. And then also some news about Virtuos, talking about the power of the Switch 2, and then also the apparent leak of Donkey Kong 64 and Smash Brothers on the N64. So that's what we spoke about earlier. So if you guys want to go see that at some point, that'll be amazing. If you guys want to hang out and hit that like, again, for all our new friends here, we will be giving away a copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza on launch day when I'll be streaming it. So you just got to be subscribed and all that good stuff. So welcome again. Here we go. For all our new friends. Right. The last few questions of today before we leave the stream.
And by the way, again, welcome to all our new friends here. Pleasure to have you here as always. Massive pleasure. Let's see what people are saying. When's my next multiplayer mayhem stream? I know I've been lagged. I have been streaming a few things. I've been streaming Split Fiction with my wife. I need to have a look when I want to do it. The date I want to do it, and for those of you who don't know what the multiplayer mayhem stream is, it's usually a day where I play multiplayer games with our subscribers and our viewers, and we give away digital codes for games and vouchers, right? So the next one, I want to do it this Sunday coming, so in a week's time. That's when I want to do it. By the way, I saw someone new here, and I wanted to make sure I said hi. It was Robbie Rob. Hey there, Robbie. I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget to say hi to you. Welcome to the channel, Robbie. I hope you are well, my friend. Pleasure to have you here, dude. Mario Maker 3, that was another rumor from that came out on that dodgy Switch, the Nintendo Direct leaked. Mario Maker 3. I mean, I assume Mario Maker 3 definitely will come out. I don't know if it's going to be at this Direct that will be shown, but it's clearly going to come out because it will be perfect with the mouse. It would be perfect with the mouse. So that is a non-brainer. And in fact, I don't know if I can I'll find it here, but in the list that I posted, let me just find it quickly. The rumor was that there will be a Mario, what was it called? Mario Maker 3, but that it would be in the art style. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Why can I find my stuff? Give me a second. It will be in the art style of Mario Wonder, which I thought was very curious. Like, super, super curious. Wait, do I even have it here anymore? Here we go. So let me just quickly post it here. You guys can't see. Give me a second. Oh, hold on 1 second, friends. Hold on. Where have I put it? Let me just get rid of this thing here. We don't need to see. Here we go. So it's very well. Let me make it even larger so you can see it even larger. Right, so you can see it large there. Somewhere down here it said the Mario Maker. Here we go. It says about halfway through the Nintendo Direct, supposedly there's going to be a Mario Maker 3 small teaser with Mario Wonder style coming for Mario's 40th anniversary. So that was the rumor that they said was going to be, you know, in the Direct. I mean, I don't know if I don't believe that list. But Mario Maker 3 absolutely could be a thing. Definitely could be a thing. Let me just go back to this page here. Right, last few questions before we end the stream. By the way, I don't know if I said, but welcome back, DG. Good to see you here. Ciudadana de Alterna, ¿qué tal? Como que un Nintendo Direct, eso es el rumor para esta semana, ciudadana. Ahora yo te quiero preguntar, ¿tú qué quieres ver en el directo? I will be doing Fall Guys, absolutely. Metroid says, I got here late. What are your thoughts on what Nintendo will or will not do with Metroid Prime 3? So I spoke about this earlier, but I'll mention it again. And I spoke about this with Nash Weedle, and he has some interesting insights. I asked Nash if he still thought Prime 2 and 3 would be coming out. He said, absolutely 100%. I said, when do you think it will be? Could it be shadow dropped? And he did say he thought it could be shadow dropped, right? He said like, and he wasn't predicting this, but he said like in an ideal world, he could see Nintendo giving more information on Prime 4 in a Direct, showing the date, right? Giving us a date, and then shadow dropping Prime 2 and 3 to get us hyped, right? Get us hyped for it. And that's just what makes sense to me. Because as I said to Nash Weedle, and most people now are of the opinion we're getting Prime 2 and 3, right? There's been too many stories, too many rumors, too many people supposedly have seen it. The only thing we're not sure about is to what level it's remastered. The rumors were that they are remastered, but not to the same level as Prime 1 was. Now, I think we haven't seen it because I think they're adding mouse controls to Prime 2 and 3. This has got me thinking a few things, right? Do they release Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remasters as they are with mouse controls, and then that leaves us with Metroid Prime 1 remastered without mouse controls? Or, here's the other thing, do they release a trilogy of Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 remastered, and all three of them with mouse controls, as well as being remastered and shadow dropped? Now, that is what I wish. That is what would make sense because they've had time to do it. They've had time to implement mouse controls on all the games. The one, of course, the remaster had been finished. Supposedly the remaster of 2 and 3 had been finished. So that's that as well. So that makes me think, you know, maybe it could be. It could be. Hold your thoughts there before I continue because shut my face. We have got a super chat. Thank you so much from Cody. Is it Cody? Has he changed his name again? I don't know, but a massive claps to you, my friend. Everyone hashtag Cody in the chat. You did not need to do that, my good friend. Thank you so much. I will read it right now. Xenoblade game Switch 2 patch. Now, I spoke about this to Nash Weedle as well. I can't remember what he said. I think he said that yeah, it's a no-brainer. I do think it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's absolutely going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen because it's. Here's one of the things we know about Monolith, right? Is that Monolith are perfectionists. They are incredible developers, and they use hardware almost better than anyone. In fact, Nintendo trusts Monolith with its own games, right? It was heavily rumored, I think even by Nash Weedle, that they have helped Nintendo on what's it called, Donkey Kong Bonanza. We know in the past they've helped them on everything, right? On Mario Kart, on Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And so they are perfectionists in that way. And it's something that fans have been asking for, right? It was well documented that, you know, Xenoblade Chronicle didn't look the best on, especially on portable mode on Switch. But we saw what they did with Chronicles X, right? Like they cleaned that game up incredibly. So I would not be surprised at all if we get a patch for the Switch 2. Will it be the next one? I don't know, because from what I'm seeing here, and I did just show it, but I'll show you once again. This is again from Nash Weedle. Let me just quickly show you again. He's hearing that the next, let me pause here. He's hearing that the next Switch 2 game to get upgraded is going to be Pikmin 4. That's what he's hearing. And what he's saying is, you can't translate, but I'll translate it for you because that's what your boy does, translate some Spanish. He said, you know, quick look, guys. He's hearing Pikmin 4 is going to be one of the next games to receive a major update on Switch 2. He's heard a rumor that it's going to be a Switch 2 edition, and it's going to have something added to it, some kind of new content added to it. But he said he's only heard the rumor of it. He hasn't been able to verify it with more sources, but that's what he's hearing. So that's regarding that. But yeah, absolutely, we're definitely going to get a patch for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I think it's, to be honest, I think it's the kind of thing that Nintendo will probably even announce on its Nintendo Today app. I don't think it necessarily we even have to wait for a direct for it, or you know, I think it'll be on the Today app. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Oh, matey, hold on. I've just seen Robbie's question here. Let's carry on. Jin Milton, welcome. He says, Pokemon Red and Blue Remaster Honey. Cody Rose is the American Nightmare. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I mean, Pokemon, this is the thing, man, right? Pokemon's going to be massive. Obviously, it's going to release in its usual time of November. I hope that the new Pokemons aren't the Christmas games. I hope they're not the holiday games, because they will sell. Of course, we all know that each game is going to sell 20 million, 30 million. But I feel like even if you're a Pokemon fan, I feel like you'd still be kind of disappointed if the holiday game was a Pokemon game. Maybe that's just me, but like for a holiday game, I want either a new Mario or a new Zelda, or you know what would be cool? A new Star Fox. Even like bringing back a brand new F-Zero. And you know what's funny enough, speaking of F-Zero, that's something else I spoke to Nash Weedle about. And you know what? You told me something curious. And I don't know if he's ever posted about this, but it was in our chat, so I can mention it. But Nash Weedle was telling me that there was work being done on an F-Zero game. There was an F-Zero game being worked on. and that he said it had been cancelled because it wasn't up to standards. I think the impression I got was that Nintendo wasn't like happy with it at all. And I don't know how far along they were into it. I don't know if it was that far along into production. But from what Nash Weedle was telling me that there was work being done on an F-Zero game. But apparently it wasn't turning out great and it got cancelled, which is a shame because you think today, even if Nintendo didn't want, man, look, let's show you. You know what? Even if Nintendo didn't want to do a direct themselves, an F-Zero themselves, we all know the answer, right? We all know. Hold on, let me pause that. We all know the answer, and it is simply right here. Hold on. Here you go. This is it, right? Let me just quickly put this on. Let's get rid of the, hold on, because there is an advert. If Nintendo don't want to do it themselves, then, hold on. Bloody hell, there has to be an advert. I click on it and it's an advert. Here is the perfect developer to do an F-Zero game. And we've all got it. We're probably a lot of us playing this game. Hold on a second. Blood, another advert. Hold on. Don't want to show the advert. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Track, however,
here we go. Let's get rid of the. Right. Here you go. Right here, we've got the perfect developer who can make an F-Zero game. Right here, Shinnen. It's Shinnen. This game right here is F-Zero. It's F-Zero, and it is. Is this? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I've played this. I'll be honest. I've been playing this way more than Mario Kart World. I'll be honest. This game is incredible. And you know the funny thing about this is that it's like it's like $15, I believe. Mario Kart World is $80, and this game right here just dropped a free update. It had a free DLC update, right? So they just dropped 3 new tracks, a brand new cup. They released a brand new visual update. If you want another visual option called Pure Mode, I think it dropped some new music on the jukebox or whatever for free, right? So we just got a developer, an indie developer, releasing a $15 game and DLC for free, and then we've got Mario Kart World $80, and hopefully Nintendo's not going to charge us for DLC, but I got a feeling that we might have to pay for it. But here we go. These are the guys to be doing F-Zero. What is Nintendo thinking? If you don't want to do it yourselves, get Shinnen to do it. Jesus Christ, they would kill it. They would kill it. So I don't know. That's my opinion, anyways. You know, I think Nintendo's got the answers right there. I've got the feeling we're not going to see an F-Zero for a while. That's my feeling. Right, let's see more questions. Let's see what else people are saying. Perspective Gaming, welcome, bro. Fast Fusion, he knows it. He knew it. He said it before. Honestly, just add multiplayer to Fast Fusion, and there we go. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Give me some proper online multiplayer. You know, they've already said they're going to release even more. In fact, let's play it in the background. I think, give me one second. I'll leave it. They already said they're going to be releasing even more DLC for Fast Fusion, so I look forward to that. But that game, I'm telling you, I've stopped playing Mario Kart World. I don't know about the controversy. I think the controversy is a bit overblown for me personally. You know, in Nintendo getting rid of the randomizer, you know, in between courses and that kind of stuff. The game is fun. I was a bit annoyed with the amount of rubber banding with the AI. I do find that very excessive, but it is what it is. Do you know what the thing about Mario Kart World is? Other than that, just to give my opinion on it quick, is that I don't know what you guys think in the chat, like who's still playing it, who has stopped playing Mario Kart World, sorry. But it's made me feel like I'm not that in love with the courses. I'm not. Like they're, you know, they're fine. I do like the knockout tour. I do like that mode even more than the Grand Prix free laps of tracks. I do love that a lot. But in terms of like the tracks broken down, I much prefer overall the tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's just my opinion. I don't know right now if I can think of a track in Mario Kart World that makes me think, man, yeah, I'm going to choose that every time. I love that track. I'm not sure there is. And they're not bad. I'm not saying they're bad. They're not bad by any means. They're good. They're very good even in a lot of cases, but they haven't grabbed me. They haven't grabbed me in the same way. And I tell you what, like I've just been saying it, I've been playing Fast Fusion a lot more, and that game I have been enjoying the tracks. The tracks on Fast Fusion are amazingly well designed and exciting, and they give you a sense of adrenaline. I mean, they're different games, obviously. One's a mascot kart racing game, another one's a futuristic racer. They're completely different games. But it's just to say, I've been enjoying Fast Fusion a lot more than Mario Kart. I've been a bit, if I'm really honest, I've been a bit disappointed with Mario Kart 8 so far. There are things, when I play multiplayer online, when I play Knockout Tour with friends online, super fun. But when I'm not online, I go to play, the open world stuff to me, in terms of collecting new things and challenges, they haven't realized it to its potential yet. I'm still sure that when we look at Mario Kart World now compared to in, let's say, 2 or 3 years time, I still think it's going to be vastly different experiences. I still think the open world is going to be much more fully fleshed out with a lot of not just a lot more challenges, right, but a lot more engrossing challenges, and challenging challenges, and just new tracks and whatever. I think there'll be more. I tell you what, you know what though, I would have been cool with all of that if it wasn't for my biggest disappointment. I can't believe I didn't mention it. So my favorite thing about every Mario Kart, and this is just me talking, is battle mode. Right, like I adore battle mode, and battle mode in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is amazing. The arenas are just perfectly sized. When you've got like the bomb rush, the coin collecting one, just the regular balloon battle, they are all awesome. I could never get bored of them, and I played them all the time. Battle mode in Mario Kart 8, man, I didn't like it one bit. And I tell you, the main reason for me is that clearly we've got 24 racers now, right? So that's fine. So they got to make the arenas bigger, of course. But in my opinion, I don't know what people here, and I'm going to ask you guys who's got it. I don't know what you guys think, but the arenas for battle mode are way too big. Like way too big. Like I'm running around the arenas, and there's times where I'm like 10 seconds without seeing anyone. Like they're just too big. Even with the fact you've got 24 players, those arenas, man, like I really hope they release on a DLC some more arenas that are smaller, because that's killing it for me. And someone just mentioned it here, right? The fact there's no 200cc is another one. Like that game needs 200cc so badly. Like once 200cc came out in Mario Kart 8, I never went back to 150, never. So Mario Kart World now, to me, it does seem a little slow in comparison, because I'm so used to 200. Now, I'm 100% convinced they will be releasing a 200cc mode. In fact, like they asked the producer about it, one of the producers of Mario Kart World, and he himself said, he acknowledged that people love the higher difficulty, and I think he laughed a little bit about it. So he was more or less himself hinting, at the inclusion of 200cc in the future. So anyway, that's my opinions. We're gonna go through the last questions and see what you guys have been saying about my big run. Scruffy, welcome Scruffy. I want a remake of Partners in Time. Yeah, that would be awesome. Metro says modern F-Zero 120. Exactly. Modern F-Zero 120 FPS would blow my face off. Not sure if that would be awesome or seizure inducing. But yeah, man, that could happen, man. We could get that. We'd minimum we'd get what's it called, 60 FPS 4K, but we could definitely get 1080 120 FPS. That would be amazing. Oh, that would be amazing. Robbie says Mario Party Jamboree DLC boards predictions. Oh man. Like from which games? I don't even know. That's a good thing, because when is it's out this month, isn't it? Out in the same month as DKC? As Donkey Kong Bonanza, isn't it? Isn't it out in July as well? I feel like it is. God, I can't even think of which boards I want. But that's, oh man, I can't even remember what it was called, but the last Mario Party, was it Superstars? That was the best, in my opinion, that's the best Mario Party I've ever played. It's the best Mario Party I've ever played. The games were incredible. What was the, oh my God, how many players was it where you could join up together against Bowser? It was some stupid amount of players you can get together. The games were so good. They had the mixture of some of the best boards from the past. It's just the most fun Mario Party I've ever played. I'm definitely gonna get the camera with it when it comes out. I'm still missing the camera, but I'm gonna get it. Mario Kart World is boring AF. I didn't say it. I didn't say boring. But I can't disagree. Some of it was quite boring to me. DG says, chat, have any of you guys played Game Builder Garage? I've not played it. Dakaria 668, welcome. I just want Peg or Free. What the hell is Peg or Free? That's not something rude, is it? Hey, better not be. What's Peg or Free? But welcome, Dakaria 668. Welcome to the channel, my good friend. Robbie says Mario Party Jamboree mini games predictions. Oh God, I don't even know who's got predictions. Someone let me know the predictions. Metal Matt Star Fox with mouse controls 100%. That was rumored also. I think even Nash Weedle spoke about that. I think we're gonna get that. I think we are gonna get a. Do you know what's funny about Star Fox? I'm going to end the stream soon, so I won't go into too much detail because I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. But there's been so many rumors about a remaster or a re-release of Star Fox Zero coming out. There was rumors of Star Fox, what do you call it? What's it called? Planet. So Star Fox Adventures coming out, which I would kill. That game, no one speaks about that game anymore, and that game was amazing. That's still, even by the time the end of the GameCube's life, that was still one of my favorite games. Rare's last game for Nintendo. That game I would love, but I don't know if that's true, but I do believe that Star Fox Zero is probably being reworked on with mouse controls. Almost inevitably. I would prefer it obviously to be a newer game, but I think I got a feeling, and to be honest, it deserves a new game. It deserves more than just re-releasing Star Fox Zero, which fundamentally a lot of people just didn't like, and I hated the fact that they forced the 2-screen mode. I felt it slowed down the gameplay of what is otherwise a super fast game. I love the fact they got what do you call it? Oh my God, what's the developer called now? Bayonetta developer, Platinum Games. I love the fact that it was Platinum Games, but you know, I wish they just let Platinum Games do whatever they want to do with Star Fox. So I think you're right. I think we will be getting Star Fox Zero with mouse controls. I hope it's a new Star Fox Zero, and I think it deserves one. It's out in 2.5 weeks. It's this Mario Party, right? I think that's what you're talking about. Prequel to Star Fox Zero called Star Fox -1. DS, oh yeah, DS. We're gonna get this DS games on Switch, right? We have to, man. The problem, of course, is the two screen thing. That's the only problem. But you know, they can do something. I just want more GameCube games. Like, if it was up to me, like, I don't know what you guys think, but the games I want from the GameCube, oh man, they're not even close to coming. I want Beautiful Joe 1 and 2. I want Killer 7. I want PN03. I want Beach Spikers. I want Eternal Darkness. I want Def Jam Vendetta. I want that Die Hard. What was that Die Hard FPS game that came out? It was amazing. I think it's called Die Hard Vendetta, actually. There's so many games from the Switch. Sorry, from the GameCube that could be on that console. But Beautiful Joe 1 and 2. Oh my God. Oh my God. Chibi Robo deserves a Switch 2 game. It freaking does. It freaking does. Chibi Robo, absolutely. Absolutely. ATB, you should lay the Zelda Echoes of Wisdom update. I should actually. Tony says, yay, Mario Party. Right, okay, so we're finishing up the stream now. We're coming up to the last couple of minutes. I'm going to say thank you to everyone. So don't go away, because I like to thank everyone before I leave. Khalid says, and welcome Khalid, Final Fantasy IX Remake would be insane if Nintendo has the reveal trailer with Dragon Quest 12, yeah, and the Dust Bloods will be the greatest third-party support ever. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm fairly confident we are going to see Final Fantasy VII again in this direct that's supposedly happening this week. I think we'll get a date for Final Fantasy VII. I'm more than confident that Square Enix is gonna be there. But man, I would love, you know what I hope we get, and I think we will get another look at Elden Ring. I think we will get another look at Duskbloods. I think, God, I can't believe I said this. I'll predict this right now. I'm convinced we're gonna see bloody hell. Now I can't even remember what the game's called. What is the Pinocchio Souls-like game called? Liza P. I'm convinced we're gonna see Liza P as well in this direct. I expect to see a Assassin's Creed. I don't know which one. I want it to be Shadows, but something tells me they will first show us a footage of a collection of maybe Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Origins. Or maybe they do it. Maybe they do that. Maybe they announce a package of Odyssey and Origins that releases like in a month or something. But then they also show us a trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh, we'll definitely see the Star Wars Outlaws again. We're gonna see that again for sure. Metroid says, first time I've watched your streams, ATB. It was fun. Thank you. Hype for the potential direct. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much, Metroid Jones, man. But also, as I always say to you and everyone who passes through here, all our new friends, always a pleasure to have you here. You guys are the guys that make this fun for me to do. The reason I do these videos and my recorded videos and streams is because of you guys. So thank you so much, man, for passing through here, my friend Metroid, and I hope to see you again, Metroid Jones. Sí, por supuesto, tengo la Switch 2. Saya Jimmy's asking me, do I have the Switch 2? Of course I've got my Switch 2. I've got it here. What games do I have? There we go. I've been playing, as you can see. In fact, can I show it? I could show it. I won't show you now, but I've been playing Rocket League a lot. There you go. You can see Mario Kart World. I do have this. Cyberpunk I've got. There you go at the beginning. Oh, here we go. Split Fiction I've been playing. Hogwarts I've been playing. Control I've been playing. Cloud. I've been playing a lot of, and I think I might stream this week. I've been playing a lot of cloud games to see if they run better on Switch 2. So I've been playing Resident Evil 7, Control, and I think they do run better on cloud. I think somehow the power of the Switch 2, makes it run more stable. Oh, mate, Skies of Arcadia would be Chef's Kiss. Absolutely, yeah. That's another one. God, all those RPGs from the GameCube. Fire Emblem. Damn it, what's it called, man? Fire Emblem on the GameCube. That would be amazing as well. So many. Black Flags Remaster Remake would be amazing. Yeah, I that's the last one I played on my Switch. Mellow Matt, welcome back again. Yeah, in fact, I think I did see rumors of a Black Flags remaster happening as well. No, thank you, my friend. Dark Souls 2 and 3. Yeah, there was rumors that was being remade as well for the Switch 2. The big rumor, I tell you the big rumor, and it is one I am 100% sure is happening, was that Obscure 33 is coming to the Switch 2. And the reason I believe that rumor is because the developers themselves didn't confirm it, but they did say that they would like to put it on more consoles. I think they even said the Switch 2. I'm sure they said they would love to put it on Switch 2 or something like that. So they were, if anything, they were very open about it. So I've purposely not played it since I saw that interview because I thought, nope, you know what? I'm gonna wait. Tú con la Switch 2 y yo apenas jugando Astral Chain. Oh, pero estás jugando Astral Chain, Saya Jimmy. ¿Viste las noticias de que conté de Astral Chain 2? So Saya Jimmy right now is playing Astral Chain, and I was just telling them about the thing I saw earlier, which is I still can't believe it. ¿Qué era esto, Saya Jimmy? Let me just quickly show you. Which was this Astral Chain 2 on this website. Planned, there you go, release date 2025. It's got it right here, like, hold on, is it at the top? Here, Astral Chain 2. What is going on? ¿Qué está pasando aquí? Astral Chain 2. This is insane. And it's still there. I checked it yesterday, it's still there. I thought, let me quickly do a video about it before every other YouTuber does a video about it. But it's got it here, release date 2025. And then it's got, as I said, I showed earlier to people here, it's got information on the development. It talks about its troubled development and how Nintendo stepped in and told Platinum Games to fix up. and how it's been in development for a while now. So very interesting stuff indeed. Right, let's get the last couple, and then I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone. Here we go. Plants vs Zombies collection. Oh god, that would be awesome as well. When is Doom Dark Ages coming to Switch 2? Oh my god, how could I forget about that? I don't know when it's coming out, but that is another one I expect to see in this direct. Put it this way, this is what I expect from this direct, right? I don't know what Nintendo's going to show us. I expect more footage of Prime 4. I expect a date from Prime 4. I expect maybe some more Splatoon stuff. I expect there to be some NSO stuff. So I do expect them to show some more GameCube N64 stuff. But by and large, this is what I believe. By and large, I think this Nintendo Direct this week is going to be heavily third-party based. I believe the idea of this Direct is to give us an idea of the type of support that we can expect from the Switch 2, from third parties for the Switch 2. That's what I think the meaning of this Direct primarily is going to be. So if you remember back in the day, there was a rumor that there was going to be 3 waves, right? That Nintendo had planned this as such, that in the first wave, they would show us primarily first party stuff, Nintendo type stuff, right? So Donkey Kong, Mario Kart World, basketball, wheelchair basketball game, Mario Party, all that stuff, right? Sprinkled with some third party, but the majority was meant to be what Nintendo has in store for us. And the rumor was that there was going to be a second wave that was going to be heavily based on third parties, and then there would be a third wave down the line, probably in the September Direct, that would be more of a mixture. But from what I understand, this Direct is meant to be heavily third party. That's why I understand. Right, so I'm gonna go. Robbie is going. Robbie, thank you so much for passing by, my good friend. Have an awesome one. Pleasure to meet you, my friend. I shall see you in the next one. Sayajim says, ¿cuánto pagaste por la Switch 2? En México están $650. No me digas. En dólares yo pagué unos 500, quiero decir, Sayajimi. Eso es locura. Si tú quieres comprártelo aquí en Londres y yo te lo mando, amigo. Te lo mando. Bueno, me voy ahora. Esto es la final del direct. I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. So let me see. I'm going to go from what I can see. I might miss some names because it doesn't let me go to the top of the chat. But Rob24, thank you so much for passing through here, my friend. Saya Jimmy, muchísimas gracias como siempre, amigo mío, por pasar por aquí. Scruffy, thank you so much for passing through here. Tony, as always, thank you so much, Tony, for passing through here. Mellow Matt, pleasure to meet you. Thank you for passing through here. Blake, I'm just seeing this now, but thank you so much. Thanks for following me on Twitter. One of my first times watching you, saw you on Twitter and heard of you through Nintendo Prime. But much love and hope to see this direct this week. Thank you. Yo, Blake, if you're still there, thank you so much, my friend. Very kind of you. And thank you so much for passing through here, dude. Pleasure to meet you. And of course I followed you on Twitter. Of course I did. DG, thank you so much, DG, for passing through here. Rafi, I've just seen this. I hope they announced DK64 for the N64 collection. It was my first game I ever owned and my all-time favorite until Bonanza. Dude, Rafi, welcome to the channel. I don't know if you're still there. I hope you still are. Thank you for that comment. Like you, I loved Donkey Kong 64. I mean, I've been playing Donkey Kong since 1994 on the Super Nintendo. But Donkey Kong 64, I told you, was my second favorite platformer on the N64, only just behind Banjo-Kazooie, but I also liked it more than Mario 64. I don't care what anyone says. But Donkey Kong 64 was amazing. That is a 10 for me. Metroid Jones, thank you so much for dropping by. Scruffy, thank you so much for dropping by, my good friend. AEC, he says, I want Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. Dude, I don't know if you're still there. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing your comment now. Thank you so much for passing through here. Let me see who else I've seen. Sir Ducksworthy, I believe when we see it pop up on YouTube. Thank you so much for dropping up here, my good friend. Awesome to see you. Awesome to meet you. Dacaria668. Thank you, my friend, so much for dropping through here. Which other names? I hate forgetting. Templos del Dedo dropped through here. I think Akuma dropped through here. Perspective Gaming, thank you so much to you for dropping through here, my good friend. Pat Campion, of course, thank you to you for passing through here, bro. Cody, thank you for your super chat and for your comment and through passing through here. Also, Jim Milton, thank you to you as well. Ciudadana, muchísimas gracias por pasar por aquí también. Cody, thank you so much. Darby Beats again, welcome back, Darby Beats. Thank you so much for passing through here. I told you, I like to thank everyone. I hate saying goodbye without thanking everyone who makes these streams possible. Blake, I think I said. NMS05, Nintendo really crossed the line for me when they started adding straight up slop from other consoles. Man, I mean, yeah, we'll talk about that for another day. But NMS, thank you so much for dropping through here, my friend. Splack, Caleb, thank you so much for dropping through it. Tony Cave, you're still there, my good friend. Thank you so much. As always a pleasure to see you here. Thank you, bro. Man, there's been so many people here today. Thank you, everyone who commented, who dropped by, man. What a pleasure to have you all here. Super. Like, honestly, you guys make these streams possible, so thank you. Mango, thank you so much, Mango, for dropping through here. Is that everyone? Silver, thank you so much, Silver. I think, oh, Zelda Collector, of course. Thank you so much, Zelda Collector, for passing through here as well. Nathan, thank you so much, Nathan, for passing through here. Iyoku, of course, Iyoku, thank you so much for passing through here. He is saying we're so close to 3K. We are very close to 3K. I don't know if we crossed 3K today. When I checked, we were 4 subscribers away. Hopefully we passed it. I think that might be everyone that's crossed through here. Sandwich, muchísimas gracias, Sandwich, por pasar por aquí. So that is everyone, my good friends. Let me just get the opening ready. Here we go. I will be back tomorrow, my good friends, with all the latest Nintendo news. Don't forget. So thank you, everyone who liked and subscribed today. Welcome to all our new friends here. As I said, you can expect Nintendo videos, news, Monday to Friday. I'm doing a special video. I'm doing a review for this dock that I was sent. I've got to do a review for this third-party dock. We do have the weekly podcast as well. I'm thinking about doing it in Spanish and in English in the future. And we got our streams as well, and we got our multiplayer mayhem. So if you like giveaways, right here, at least once a month, we do our multiplayer multiplayer mayhem videos where we give away game codes and vouchers, and we play all multiplayer games with our subscribers and viewers. So now it will be, you know, Mario Kart World, Mario Party will be soon, you know, Rocket League, Fortnite, all that stuff. So as I said, good night to all my friends out there. Thank you so much, everyone, again, for passing through here. This was meant to be a 20-minute stream just to get the latest news out the way, but it turned into like a 2-hour stream. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed here being with you. And until the next time, my good friends, I'll be back tomorrow. Have an awesome night, all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.